It's time for the Savvy Realtor podcast. I'm Walter Storholt alongside Angie Cole, the owner and broker in charge of A. Cole Realty, serving you throughout the Triangle, teaching you about the ins and outs when it comes to buying or selling a home. You can find the team online by going to acolerealty.com. That's ACOLE realty.com, or by calling 919-578-3128. That's 919-578-3128. And now it's time for one of the top realtors in the Triangle, Angie Cole, and the Savvy Realtor podcast. Well, Angie, gimmicks and tricks is the headline of our next conversation here on the Savvy Realtor. It seems like some real estate companies out there like to advertise what I call gimmicks and tricks. And a lot of these advertisements have catches in the fine print, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're good strategies. You'll tell me if they are. Or maybe they're great strategies, but they're not the only ones able to utilize that tool, even though the agent makes it seem like I'm the only one that has access to this, when really all agents can do those things. It's just in how they advertise it. So even though things might appear one way, we're going to kind of uncover the curtain a little bit to see what's the truth in the real estate world. So let's talk about some of these advertising gimmicks that you might see, shed some light on what's really happening there. And Angie, if I'm wrong on any of these, call me out on it and say, no, this is a legitimate, helpful thing. The first one is the coming soon pitch. In fact, our neighbor just had their house go on the market, and it had a coming soon sign on that listing. Some companies really play up this mantra that they have special access to homes. They can advertise them before they even hit the market. First of all, is that actually even all that effective in the first place? And second of all, is that something that's exclusive to like one particular agent, or do all you guys have access to do that?
Yeah, great question, Walter. So first of all, with a coming soon, to me, it's a wonderful idea. It's silly for an agent not to take advantage of that status that we have in our MLS database, because when a home is listed as a coming soon, we often can get sight unseen offers and go under contract before we even hit the market. For example, we just closed one this past week in Wake Forest where we had a sight unseen offer on a home. Wow. And we actually negotiated back with that client, and we got them to pay $5,000 above what the original listing price would be. Wow. Just for us to accept and to take the home off the market. And I can disclose that now because it has now closed, but originally the home was going to be listed at $125,000. We said, hey, if you pay $130,000 today, and other little terms, but we will go ahead and put the home under contract. So yes, marketing as a coming soon is a great way to get visibility. Yeah. It's a great way to go ahead and start collecting names and numbers of potential buyers that are inquiring and interested in the home. Mm-hmm. So once we do go live and on the market, hopefully we'll be flooded with showings. We'll go ahead and get multiple offers and get a higher price point than if we just, here we go, it's on the market today. Right. So it allows us to do some pre-marketing. It's
not so much to try and get the home. I mean, it happens when you can get the home sold before it even goes to market, but the real strategy is to build the interest so that when it does go live, you've got multiple offers coming in all at once.
Exactly. And, sometimes we receive offers sight unseen when it's in the coming soon state, and we decline those offers. Mm-hmm. And we say, you know what? Hang tight. We want to actually activate this listing. And then at that point, we'll respond to your offer. So it depends on the home and the situation. And that's where I come into play as far as giving guidance on, you know what, we should take this offer and run with it. Or, you know what, no, we should wait until we activate the home, because I truly think that we'll get more offers and get you a higher price point.
How does it work with coming? So you say sight unseen. So are you not able to post pictures of the inside of the home? Can you only post pictures of the outside? What are the rules there?
Yeah, so I can post all I want. So with a coming soon, the great thing about that is I can start actually marketing the home. So what that means, when it's a coming soon, the sellers must actually sign an addendum stating they will not allow anyone to enter the home. Okay. The reason being is it must be fair to one buyer and then the next buyer. Gotcha. We can't allow one buyer to come through the home and not allow the next. So neither myself nor the seller can actually allow someone to come through the home and to visit the home and tour when we're in the coming soon or temporarily off the market stage is what it's called. Gotcha. But we can start marketing it an MLS, which we're actually required to.
Okay.
If we start to market the home at all, it must be listed in MLS as well for all agents to be able to find it. We can go ahead and put signage outside. We can do social media marketing as an entry only on Zillow. And so we can do all different types of marketing. And we can post pictures online too if we want.
So the digital presence really is the same as if it's a real listing.
Yeah.
People just can't go in the home is really the limiting factor.
Exactly. We kind of keep it a little bit secretive though. Whenever we list a home as a coming soon, we only post an exterior photo. We do not post the interior. And the reason being is we line it up for when the seller will be ready for professional photography. So we like to just mark the date as a coming soon and start marketing it that way about 10 to 15 days prior to us taking professional photos. So we prefer not to post interior photos because the seller's not ready. We want to hang tight until we have the best photos, and at that point we then activate the listing. And just remember, a coming soon status, that's something that we now have here in our Triangle area. It's not something that's necessarily available in all MLSs and locations and states. So you need to look in your specific market to see if that's even available. But it's something too that, like you mentioned, a lot of firms or agents might really talk it up as something that they do above and beyond and is specific, to their marketing. That's not true. Here in the Triangle, any agent can market a home as a coming soon, and we work it into our marketing plan as well. And it's just something that we can do above and beyond, which, maybe the average agent won't do.
Yeah.
But it's available to any agent to market that way.
So that one falls into that category of good strategy, but all agents can do it.
Yeah, great strategy. I mean, wonderful strategy. And, if your agent's not doing it, I think that really could hurt you. But it's not something that, only I can do that's special, so I won't pretend like it is.
Okay, great. And that's gimmick number one or trick number one, which we won't call it a gimmick or a trick. We'll move that off the list.
Yeah.
It's a good strategy. Good to know. So just be aware of, how it's being advertised, I guess, is the big question there. All right, Angie, here's another one. This is the we'll buy your house if it doesn't sell guarantee. I hear this one a lot out there. A lot of companies make this claim that if they can't sell your home in X amount of days, we'll buy it from you. How good does that sound? This just screams too good to be true to me. And it is, right? There's some fine print here we got to be aware of.
You're right. And I would say that this one's more of a gimmick. Not that it's not true. There is actual legal documents that you are signing as a seller and that the listing agent is selling to, that if, they don't meet their end of the deal, they will indeed buy your home. But it is definitely more of a marketing tactic to get listings. And the reason why I state that is the documentation and the addendums that you're signing as being a seller, you have really tight deadlines on price brackets that you must meet within a certain time frame. And I wouldn't say that that's always to your advantage as far as being a seller. Example, okay, if we do not have any offers within the first week, you agree to do a 1% reduction in price.
Okay.
If there's no offers by the second week, you agree to do an additional 2% price reduction. And so there's many different dates and requirements in order to have this agreement that, hey, if we don't sell your home, for example, in 90 days, as the real estate agent, we're going to buy your home. As far as any agent that offers this, I would be interested in knowing how many times they've truly bought a home. I would say maybe once, because once again, I know that there is a tight just timeline and requirements for this agreement, and there is no reason why any agent couldn't get your home sold if you within, hey, I don't know, say 80 days, you do a total of 11% reduction, right?
Right.
So to me, or I think to anyone, it's more of a gimmick in order to get more listings.
Yeah.
But is it truly getting the seller the best price for the home? I don't agree with that. I don't think that it is.
It's probably a fit for you if you don't care how much your home sells for and you just want by 90 days it to be gone, then okay, sure, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but my thing is...
I don't know who falls into that category.
Right. I mean, there are many sellers that I meet with that their motivation is timeline. Right. They want to get the most for their home, but they're more on a time constraint where, hey, I must get this home sold. But my thing is price it right from the beginning, if that's what your goal is. Let's make sure we actively market it, to the best available. But yeah, this, hey, if it doesn't sell, we'll guarantee to buy your home back. I'm not a fan. So if you are thinking about selling your home and you want to understand the true value of your home, a great way to get started is you can text the word listing to the phone number 555-888. So once again, if you are thinking about selling your home, before you sign one of those, we guarantee to buy it if we don't sell it in 90 days, go ahead and check out what the value of your home would be in today's market. So you can text the word listing to the phone number 555-888.
Again, all you have to do is text that word listing on your cell phone to the number 555-888. We'll send you a text right back that has a link on it, and you just click that link and put in your home's information, and voila, you can find out the value of your home. That's probably a better first step to take than falling for the we'll buy your house gimmick, is to find out an estimated value of your home. That's a great starting point. Then that can be the spark of the conversation of, okay, this estimate is lower than I thought. Why might that be the case? And now you can start investigating that. Or, hey, this is a lot higher than we initially thought we'd be able to get for our home. Well, that's an exciting feeling, and we can make sure that then that is accurate and a true representation of your home's value. Great first step to take. All you have to do is text the word listing to the number 555-888, and that'll allow you to find out the value of your home. One more time, just text the word listing to the number 555-888. The gimmicks and tricks of the real estate world, we'll continue talking about them coming up a little bit later on today's show. This is The Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole.
Let's shine a little light on some of the Triangle's best areas right here on the Neighborhood Spotlight.
Time for the Neighborhood Spotlight here on The Savvy Realtor, where we feature a great area here in the Triangle. Tell you all about this particular nook and cranny of the Triangle and information that you may need to know, or just maybe you'll learn about a new place here in the Triangle. Always one of my favorite parts of the show here. So, Angie, tell us about this new spot. What's this week's Neighborhood Spotlight?
Yeah, so we're headed to Rollsville. I feel like we haven't mentioned a neighborhood in Rollsville, so thought we'd go to a new city.
Truly a new nook and cranny for us.
Yeah, and Rollsville is just north of Wake Forest, and the Neighborhood Spotlight is Carlton Point. Point is ending with an E. Okay. So Carlton Point. So if you're headed on 401 North, which will then turn into Rollsville Bypass, you'll take a left onto Jonesville Road, and then a right into the neighborhood. So Carlton Point is pretty much as soon as you get into the Rollsville town or city, it's right there. A little bit about Carlton Point. So they are still actively building in this neighborhood. They started their first home back in 2013, so been going strong for about 5 years now. So there are resales and there are still new builds, depending on what you prefer. All of the homes in Carlton Point are single-family detached homes. They are ranging in price point from about $310,000 up to $475,000. They are ranging in square footage from around 2,000 square feet to 4,000 square feet. Many different builders in this neighborhood, so more of custom builders, including Murdoch and Gannon Construction, ICG Homes, 3-6 Builders, Capital City Homes, Brandywine Homes, and I might be missing some, but many different builders and styles to choose from depending on your likings. We do have amenities in Carlton Point, so there's a pool, there's a clubhouse, so just a really nice subdivision and neighborhood to be a part of. Currently, there are 10 active homes that are available within the neighborhood. And once again, some of those are resales, some of those are new builds. So depending on, what type of home you'd be interested in. If you would like to get some information on the wonderful neighborhood of Carlton Point, which I've both sold in the neighborhood and I've helped a buyer with buying within the neighborhood, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can either call or text. My cell phone number is 919-538-6477. Once again, 919-538-6477, and I'd be happy to answer all of your questions about this neighborhood.
That is your Neighborhood Spotlight, Carlton Point in Rollsville. Rollsville's really, it's not far away. I mean, it's really close and pretty easy to hop into Raleigh. Right there on 401, very easy entry point into the big city. So really good location in that area. Worth checking out that nook and cranny. And based on some of the pictures I've seen, Angie, of that area, really pretty neighborhood, really nicely nicely laid out. It just seems like a great spot in the Triangle. Nice diversity of homes as well. If you're interested in buying a home in that area and want to learn more about that neighborhood, you can call or text Angie at 919-538-6477. Again, that's 919-538-6477. This is the Neighborhood Spotlight on the Savvy Realtor. More on the way.
It's time for the mailbag. We want to hear from you.
David says, we just had a renter move out of our home. We're probably going to sell it later this year. Do you think we should try to find another renter in that time, or will it be easier to sell it without it being occupied? I hate missing out on the rent, but we also want it to be an easy sale when we're ready.
David, this is a great question, and I actually just met with a seller who's in the same predicament. Their tenant just moved out, and they are ready to put it on the market. Of course, days lost with collecting rent's not a positive thing, so goal is to get it off their books just as quick as possible. You mentioned that you're looking to sell it later this year. My first question would be, why are you looking to wait to sell it? Now is an awesome time to sell, so I would definitely take advantage of the strong seller's market and get it on the market ASAP. We are entering into those spring months, but the great thing is there's still such low inventory in our market, which means you will get a higher price point typically for your home. As far as the home being listed with a tenant living in the home, I would strongly suggest, like I mentioned, listing now with it being vacant. Reason being, first of all, often we need to have the carpets replaced, the home repainted to make sure that the home shows well. Whenever buyers are coming through your home, they try to eliminate homes, so they don't try to fall in love with a home. They start just kind of knocking down a home as far as, okay, what are the negatives? What do we need to do to the home for it to be ready to move in? So if we can go ahead and take care of all those little items, that will be a positive. It will help us to get it sold quicker and for top dollar. Another thing too, whenever you have a tenant living in the home, the lease agreement follows the home. So what that means, trying to find a tenant who only needs a short-term lease will be tough. Most tenants will want to sign a year lease. And so if you have a lease that expires maybe in January of 2019, you want to put your home on the market in fall of 2018, whoever the buyer is for your home that you're selling as like an investment, they must continue that lease until January 19th. They cannot terminate that lease on that tenant unless they have a mutual agreement. So right there, you are limiting the amount of people who will be interested in your property. Because if someone's looking for a personal,
to buy it.
Yeah, exactly. If someone's looking for it to be a primary residence and actually live in the home, your home's not going to work for them. Only an investor would be interested in your home. So my thoughts, David, are go ahead and put it on the market now and get it sold and, market it as being a vacant listing, because you will get a lot more traffic, a lot more inquiries, and we'll get it sold and at top price point as well.
You've been listening to the Savvy Realtor podcast. I'm Walter Storholt alongside Angie Cole. She's the owner and broker in charge of A. Cole Realty here in the Triangle. And if you have questions for Angie, we invite you to go online to acolerealty.com. Listen to past podcast episodes on the website, read the blog, and all the great information, including the option to find a home right there on the website. That's acolerealty.com. And you can also call Angie with your questions, 919-578-3128.